Hello, my name is Kat and welcome to my channel if you're new here, or welcome back if you've been here before. I am very excited for today's video because I wanted to make a little TBR of books for 2026 as well as talk about some intentions / goals that I have for the year. I'm a little bit late. I know this is like the middle of February at this point, but I still wanted to make this video because I love to hear what people are hoping to read. I love to hear what people's reading intentions are. It's very inspiring for me to hear what other people are wanting to do for their reading year. I hope that you enjoy, and I hope that this is something that kind of gives you inspo for books to read and or goals to set, intentions to set, because I feel like you can always make goals throughout the year. Last year I made a TBR for the year. I did 25 books that I wanted to prioritize in 2025. They were all books that were on my shelves that I physically owned, and I feel like I did not set myself up for success there because I am such a mood reader. 25 books is just a lot of books. I also don't read that many books in general, so this year I wanted to do it a little bit differently. I am going to be doing 6 books that I want to read for 2026. You get it? You hear it? They're all books that I own. So here they are, the 6 books that I chose. I think that 6 will be a really good number for me considering the fact that I am such a mood reader. It still gives me so much flexibility to read whatever I'm in the mood for, but I also have like books that I can lean on or go to whenever I need ideas on like what I want to read. But yeah, we can just dive right in. I think that this is going to be a pretty short and sweet video. I will also make sure to share the synopsis of each of these books because I have the habit of just like adding books to my TBR and then forgetting what they're about. So it'll be a refresher for me as well. I think we'll start with intentions first, just to get those out of the way, and then we can go to the books. We're just going to start off with my book goal. I'm hoping to read 12 books in 2026. This is the number that I set for 2025. I set it to 12 books. At minimum, that is basically like a book a month. I just don't want to put too much pressure on the amount of books I'm reading. It worked really well for me last year. I really liked that, so that's what we're sticking with. For my very first intention, I would like to keep up with my reading journal. This is something that I've tried to implement in previous years and I have not kept up with. I think it's just like a mental block for me where it feels like I'm doing like a report card. Not a report card. What is it? A book report. I just don't like that feeling of it feeling like it needs to be like for school and it needs to be like perfect and I'm gonna get graded on it. Like that was something I was feeling around it, and I definitely have shifted my mindset where I'm just trying to do it for myself. Like I'm filling this out because I want to learn and remember things and just like reflect on what I'm reading. It's not getting graded. No one's gonna read it. It's just for myself. And once I like shifted my mindset, I was like, okay, we're good. I don't know why I was so stressed about keeping up with a reading journal. I would like to reflect on every single book that I read. It could be like the shortest reflection, or it could be the longest reflection. Like it could be just a couple of sentences, or it could be pages long. It can be whatever I want. So far, I've read 3 books and I have reflected on all 3 of those books. I'm trying to keep it very low pressure because it's just a reading journal for myself. My second intention for the year is to go back to making monthly or maybe every other month reading wrap-ups. This kind of relates to the very first intention because with the first intention, if I'm reflecting on every single book that I'm reading, it will help me significantly with making my monthly or every other month reading wrap-ups. Last year, I didn't really make that many reading wrap-ups, and that was for a few different reasons. The first one being it can take a lot of time. Like I'm prepping for the video, filming the video, editing the video, and for me, I really enjoy making vlogs. Like I have a lot more fun. You can add more music and it's just a good time for me to like make vlogs. I really enjoy them. I feel like I just kind of wanted to lean more into making vlogs. Like that's where I was kind of at. This year, I would really like to push myself and go back to making reading wrap-ups. I think it'll help my confidence, which was the second issue. I feel like I can get really in my head when I'm talking about books, where I feel like maybe I'm not covering the book correctly. Maybe I'm forgetting like key elements. Maybe I'm forgetting certain themes or not covering every single thing that I want to cover about the book. And then I feel like, well, what's the point in like making the video? But I think that I need to just like kind of work through that a bit, build my confidence, talk more about books, figure out what I like about books, figure out what I don't like about books, and just share it and not feel so stressed about the whole process, which is just so funny because I literally started my channel as a booktube channel talking about books, and like monthly wrap-ups were like a constant thing that I would do. I think my next video will be probably a reading wrap-up, so look out for that. I'm also thinking it might be nice to not just do books, like I might also include any movies or any TV shows that I'm watching, so it might just be kind of like a media wrap-up for the month. And I'll also still be making vlogs because I love vlogs so much. They're my favorite to make. I'll probably talk about books in those vlogs as well, but I think it will be nice to just have one video like every month or every other month to talk about what books I'm reading, because I know like some people might not really like vlogs. They might prefer like a sit-down video, so there will be both options now. That is my second intention. Keep me to it. I need to do it. My third intention for the year is to find a new favorite author and or read an author's backlist. I guess we'll see what happens with this one because I don't want to pick a specific author that I want to read all their backlists or figure out if they're like a favorite. I think it will be just something that I keep in mind as I'm reading throughout the year. Last year, I did a pretty good job at reading multiple books by specific authors, going through their backlist a bit more. So this year I'd like to continue doing that and see if I find a favorite author. And if I don't, well then at least I've read a few books within like an author's backlist. So this is kind of something I did last year. I'd like to lean into that a little bit more this year as well. I think it's fun to really dive into an author's backlist and see like the differences between their books. My fourth intention for the year is to make more intentional reading time / have more reading dates. Right now, I kind of just read in the morning and at night, but I think it would be really nice to like either go on a solo date, go with friends to like the library, to a coffee shop with the sole intention of like just reading. Like we're just gonna hang out and read, whether it's by myself or with other people. I just kind of squeeze reading in wherever I can, and I would really like to make more dates out of it. My fifth reading intention is to buy less books / bring in less books from free little libraries. I have so many books in this apartment, like too many books. It's kind of a lot and a bit overwhelming at times. So I would like to buy less books, which I tried to do last year as well, and also bring in less books from free little libraries. I feel like it can be so tempting to me when I see a book in a free little library. I'm like, well, it's here. I can just like have it. Like this is a free book. I could just take it. I need to just like relax with that. I don't need to own every single book. I can use my library. I love to use my library. I think that I did a really good job last year with not buying as many books as I have previously. I feel like I really haven't spent that much time like book shopping, like big book hauls, and I would like to continue that this year. I think that there are special occasions like my birthday, I might go look for books, and maybe like indie bookstore day. Those are fun times for me to just like support a business, but I don't think I need to be going out multiple times throughout the year, which last year I did a pretty good job as well. So we're gonna keep that going because I need to read the books that I actually own, and I love the library, so I can always use the library if there's like a new book that I really, really want to read. Okay, and the last and final intention for the year is to read one book in Espanol. I have been wanting to do this for years at this point, and I still have not done it. I think I'm just so intimidated by it. I do think I want to read Como Agua para Chocolate. This is one that I've wanted to read for a while. I know there's like, I think it's like a TV show that it recently came out as, but I also know that there's a movie, and Ivana's told me so many times that the movie's so good. Patty, you've also told me so many times about the show and the book in general, so I need to just like read it. It's been like multiple years at this point that I've been saying I want to read it, and I still haven't. I think me and Ivana might buddy read it, so hopefully that will be like the push I need to just like read the book in Spanish. So that is my final intention for the year. I have 6 intentions, 6 books, 6 reading intentions. I feel like they're nothing too crazy. Some of these I did last year and I would like to keep it up, so that's why I added them this year. I'm trying to keep it sweet and simple, just like this TBR, which we can dive into now. These are the 6 books that I have selected, and there's no particular order. Like I said, these are just going to be books that I keep somewhere in my apartment that I can just take a look at and pick as the mood arises. So the very first book on the list is My Friends by Hisham Matar, and this is a book that Jacob read, I think last year, and he really loved it, so that's mainly why I want to read it. So I want to see what it's about, but let me read the back. One evening, as a young boy growing up in Benghazi, Khalid hears a bizarre short story read aloud on the radio about a man being eaten alive by a cat, and has the sense that his life has been altered forever. Obsessed by the power of those words, and by their enigmatic author, Hossam Sowa, Khalid leaves Libya to pursue a life of the mind at the University of Edinburgh. When a chance encounter in a Paris hotel brings him face to face with Hossam Sowa, the author of the fateful short story, Khalid is subsumed into the deepest friendship of his life. It is a friendship that not only sustains him, but eventually forces him, as the Arab Spring erupts, to confront agonizing tensions between revolution and safety, family and exile, and how to define his own sense of self against those closest to him. That's My Friends. Let me know. Have you read it? I mean, all of these books, actually. If you've read any of them, let me know. I'm excited for this one. I remember when Jacob was reading it and he kept being like, this is going to be a favorite. Like, I have a feeling this is going to be a favorite. And it was. So this is the first book on the list. The second book on the list is A Cup of Water Under My Bed by Daisy Hernandez. And this has been on my TBR for years and years and years. I still haven't read it. I love memoirs. I don't know why I still haven't read this one. This is the year. I'm really hoping to read this one. I know Ivana has mentioned that she loves this one. When I was talking to her about my list, she was like, this has to stay on there. In this lyrical coming-of-age memoir, Daisy Hernandez chronicles what the woman in her Cuban-Colombian family taught her about love, money, and race. Her mother warns her about envidia and men who seduce you with pastries, while one tia bemoans that her niece is turning out to be una India instead of an American. Another auntie instructs that when two people are close, they are bound to become like uña y mugre, fingernails and dirt, and that no, Daisy's father is not godless. He's simply praying to a candy dish in a tradition that can be traced back to Africa. These lessons, rooted in women's experiences of migration, colonization, y cariño, define in evocative detail what it means to grow up female in an immigrant home. A moving exploration of family, identity, and language, A Cup of Water Under My Bed is a daughter's story of finding herself and her community and of creating a new queer life. This one I think I really want to prioritize soon, so I might also see if the audiobook is available, and fingers crossed, I hope it's narrated by Daisy. I love when a memoir is narrated by the author, so we'll see, but I'm really excited for this one. That's one of the books that I have like very close to where I sleep at night. And every night before I go to bed I see the cover and I'm like, I need to read it, so I had to add it to this list. It is a priority. I must read it this year. Up next is A Little Luck by Claudia Pinheiro. I read Elena Knows in 2024. Yes, 2024. It was an absolute favorite, and I wanted to read this book last year. It was on my 25 books for 2025, and I just never got around to it. So I need to read another book by Claudia Pinheiro. I just want to make my way through her backlist so bad, but we're going to start here. Let me read the synopsis for you, because for this one, I definitely know nothing. I just added it to my list of books I wanted to read. As soon as I read Elena Knows, I became obsessed. 20 years after a shocking accident, Mary Lohan returned to the Buenos Aires suburb she escaped in a fugue of guilt and isolation. She is not the same. Not her name or voice, not even the color of her eyes. The neighborhood looks different too, but she's still the same woman and it's still the same place. And as the past erupts into view, they slowly collide. A Little Luck is a story about the debilitating weight of lies, the messy line between bravery and cowardice, and the tragedies, big and small, that can ripple out from a single decisive event. In a place she has determined to forget forever, both anticipated encounters and unanticipated revelations show her and us that sometimes life is neither fate nor chance. Perhaps it's nothing more than a little luck. Chibi's getting fed her dinner, so if you hear her in the background, she's very excited for dinner. And if you don't hear her, just know she's very excited for dinner. I just have a feeling that Claudia Pinheiro is going to be like a favorite author of mine, so maybe I'll make my way through the rest of her backlist this year, but no promises. I'm going to just prioritize this one for now. A Complicated Kindness by Miriam Taves is my next book on the list. I have previously read at least one Miriam Taves book every single year. Last year, I did not complete that goal. And this is also one that was on my list for 25 books I wanted to read for 2025 that I really wanted to keep on there because I would like to continue making my way through the rest of Miriam Taves's backlist. This is the next one that I have. I don't think I have any of her other books. I think this might be the last one I have. So I have Fight Night, I have Women Talking, and I have All My Puny Sorrows, and this is a used copy that I was able to find. Whenever I come across her books, especially when they're used, I snag them. So I don't know anything about this one. There's literally a chicken on it and a girl holding it. There's just something about Miriam Taves's writing that I love. I think her humor just works so well for me, and also a lot of her books kind of cover heavy topics, but also have that humor interspersed that makes it feel a little bit lighter, but still heavy. Left alone with her sad, peculiar father, Nomi Nichols' days are spent piecing together why her mother and sister have disappeared and contemplating her inevitable career at Happy Family Farms, a chicken slaughterhouse on the outskirts of East Village, a town founded by Mennonites on the cold, flat plains of Manitoba, Canada. This darkly funny novel is the world according to Nomi, a bewildered and wry 16-year-old trapped in a town governed by fundamentalist religion and the shattered remains of a family it destroyed. In Nomi's droll, refreshing voice, we're told the story of an eccentric, loving family that falls apart as each member lands on a collision course with the only community any of them have ever known. I'm excited to just keep making my way through Miriam Taves. She's definitely a favorite of mine, so I will continue making my way through her backlist, and this one's next. Hopefully I find more of her books used. She's actually an author that if I do find her books used, I will buy because I don't often come across a lot of them. I feel like I always come across Fight Night and Women Talking, but some of her other books are a little bit hard to find used, at least, or at least for me personally, where I've been looking. But when I saw this one, I was so excited. So hopefully I'll find more of her books used. I feel like you can see all the books because the stack is so tiny. So the next one, surprise, surprise, is The Anthropologist by Aishikul Savash. And this is one that I bought very recently, actually. I bought it when I did my little birthday book shopping back in October. So if you watched one of my vlogs back in October, you know that I hauled this one. I just really want to read it. I love this cover so much. I also think the premise of this feels like something that I would really, really like and enjoy, like these insights. So adding it to my list, and it initially was not gonna make the list at all. I hadn't even thought about adding it to this TBR, but talking to Ivana, she read it recently and she loved it so much that she made me want to bump it up. I think I'm gonna love it. And can we a moment for this cover? I don't know. I just love the two tones of green. I love the picture. I loved this cover so much. That was a huge reason why I purchased it, on top of the fact that I had a feeling I was going to like it. So let me read the back for you. Aisha and Manu are looking at apartments, envisioning their future in a foreign city. What should their life look like here? What rituals will structure their days? Whom can they consider family? Back in their home countries, parents age, grandparents get sick, nieces and nephews grow up, all just slightly out of reach. But Aisha and Manu's new world is growing too. As they open the horizons of their lives, what will they hold on to? And what will they need to release? Unfolding over a series of apartment viewings, late night conversations, last rounds of drinks, and lazy breakfasts, The Anthropologist is a soulful examination of home building and modern love, written with Aishikul Savash's distinctive elegance, warmth, and humor. I think that sounds so good. I'm very excited for it. It's definitely not a book I've had on my TBR super, super long, but it is one that I would like to prioritize, especially after Ivana talk to me about this book. So thank you, Ivana, for influencing me to just really bump it up on my list. Okay, and the last and final book is Sabrina and Corina by Cali Fajardo and Steen. This is a short story collection that I've had on my shelves for years, a very long time, probably a similar amount of time that I've had A Cup of Water Under My Bed by Daisy Hernandez. So this is one that also haunts me when I look at my shelves and I see it there and I see that I still haven't read it. So I need to prioritize it this year. I think because it's short stories, that's kind of why I haven't picked it up. Short stories are just they're weird for me. I either really love a short story collection or I just can't get along with it for some reason. But I think that this one is going to be so, so good. I've heard great things. so I'm excited for it. Against the remarkable backdrop of Denver, Colorado, a place as fierce as it is exquisite, Cali Fajardo and Steen's Latina characters of indigenous ancestry navigate the land the way they navigate their lives, with caution, grace, and quiet force. Sabrina and Corina is a moving narrative of unrelenting feminine power and an exploration of the universal experiences of abandonment, heritage, and an eternal sense of home. I didn't read one big chunk of the synopsis just because I don't want to know too much about any of these short stories. I'm excited to dive in. We'll see. This is one I need to prioritize, just like all of these ones on this TBR. But for real, I've been meaning to read this short story collection for years, and it's time. I need to just get into it. These are the books that I'm hoping to prioritize this year. I think that I am setting myself up for success by just picking 6 books. Like I said, I'm a huge mood reader, so I think having a small pile of books will be really, really good for me. And who knows, maybe I will fly through all these books before the end of the year, but then I can just go back and pick out some more books. This is my final list, and I'm very happy about it. So I would love to hear what your intentions are for this year. Are you setting a reading goal? Are you not setting a reading goal? Are there any specific intentions that you're hoping for this year? Anything you want to prioritize? Please let me know. These are my priorities and the intentions that I'm hoping to complete this year. We'll see. I hope you enjoyed hearing a little bit more about my reading intentions for 2026, as well as the 6 books that I'm hoping to prioritize this year. I am sending you all my love. I hope that you're doing well, and I will just see you in my next video, which will hopefully be a reading wrap up. So I'll see you then. Bye.